You're going live?
Well, it's going to be recorded. Go ahead.
All right. I'm going to call this meeting to order for the month of June for the Board of Directors for the Sun Lakes HOA 2. At this time, everyone in the audience, I'm going to ask you to either silence your mobile devices or turn them off. This meeting is being recorded for the accuracy of the minutes. First on here, this becomes the Pledge of Allegiance. Today, we're going to ask Frank Gould, the treasurer, to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance. Everyone stand.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, thank you, Frank. For the viewing audience, I'm going to have all of the Board of Directors, if they would introduce themselves. I'm going to start at my left with Don Hicks.
Don Hicks, Director on the Sun Lakes HOA 2 Board of Directors.
Frank Gould, Treasurer.
Roger Beagle, President.
Dave Zawatsky, Vice President.
Hank Unk, Secretary. Mike Jensen, Director. Steve Nolan, General Manager.
Thank you, Board. Now, before we start this meeting, there's very few in the audience except for management that is necessary and a couple of homeowners and one committee person. To help everyone online that is viewing this, I'm going to try to explain a lot of the agenda as we go through and the voting process. With that all said, then let's get down to the board minute business. First of all is to approve the May 27th board meeting minutes. These have all been distributed to the board members. Board members, are there any corrections to the minutes? There are no corrections from the board members. Can I have a motion and a second to approve?
I motion.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
And those opposed by saying nay.
Nay.
The May 27th Board of Directors meeting minutes have been approved. Thanks, bud. Thanks. Gonna be real serious here. All right, President's message. Today, I again would like to discuss some positive and bright spots for our homeowners and our community. The Palo Verde restaurant has been open for dine-in dining. The curbside service is still available for all of us who wish to use this service. This continues to be a valuable service they are providing to our homeowners. The fitness center is open, but all users must wear masks and have their temperatures checked at the front desk when checking in. The enhancement and remodeling project of the Cottonwood Bar and Grill is scheduled to begin shortly, but this area will remain closed for the next few months. Management will keep us up to date with what's going on in the community in the know and the flyer on a weekly basis. I hope everyone continues to use our amenities. We're now down on the agenda to Employee of the month of June. The employee for the month of June is Travis Butler. Travis is our June 2020 Employee of the Month. Travis has been employed in Cottonwood Pro Shop since December 2018. Travis is proactive in his job duties and is very well liked by our community members and his coworkers. Travis has an excellent customer service skills and always greets everyone with welcoming smile. He is a delightful person and does an extraordinary job with the sales, collecting golf dues, registration of paid players, and assigning tea times. Travis, thanks for all that you do for going above and beyond. From the board, and thanks for doing an excellent job in the Cottonwood Pro Shop and our community. You are so deserving of the June Employee of the Month. We truly appreciate you as an employee. Next on the agenda will be a treasurer's report from Frank Gould.
The financial report's on the last page of the agenda for you folks that are in the audience. The report contains the financial results for the month of May and year-to-date actual versus budget. It also shows the balances in our various funds and any monthly activity impacting these funds. We focus on two columns: the year-to-date actual and the year-to-date variance, which is the difference between actual and the budget. In the area of homeowner services, the year-to-date actual net is approximately $344,000, which is approximately $197,000 better than budget. All my numbers are rounded off, so they're close to what the real number is, like just hundreds off maybe. Food and beverage, year-to-date net actual is $30,000. This is, which is approximately $23,000 better than budget. Things so far so good with food and beverage. That's very good for the association. Golf, year-to-date net actual $123,000, which is approximately $40,000 less than the budget. For the association overall, the year-to-date actual net is $497,000. This is $180,000 better than budget. Our management teams continue tight fiscal management, and their rapid response to the restrictions imposed by the current pandemic has put our HOA on sound financial footing. The Palo Verde Gate Fund, year-to-date net is a negative $752, and that is $742 negative side of the budget. Special funds, the balances are shown on the year-to-date figures, and these funds are all healthy, continue to be healthy. Number of homes sold this year through May is 142. Resulting revenue of these sales is $207,896, which will be added to the capital improvement fund. A copy of the report is available in the administration building tomorrow, and even though the admin building is open, I would encourage you to call in advance to let them know you're coming in to see their budget, the results, the financial results, so that it'll be easier to deal with. When you get in, they can get it easier. And that concludes my report.
Any questions from the board members? Board members, can I have a motion to accept in a second the pre-audited financial report? Second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
And those opposed? Motion is approved. We are now down to committee reports. I will call on Bud Johnson.
Okay, thank you, Mr. President. The month of May 2020, we held a meeting, but we did a summary of activity for May 26th to June 19th. Bill Miller and myself signed the permits and everything with Joanne's approval. And the permits approved was 110, permits denied was 0, permits 2 weeks or more past due date requiring follow-up is 1. And there is no recommendation at this point for the board of directors and no recommendation for management. That's my report.
Thank you, Bud. I've asked one of the committee members, or committee chair people, to be here. Dave Hosapar, he's from the communication committee. I'm gonna ask him to get up and give us kind of a report of what we've been asked him to do.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon, members of the board, members of management, homeowners in attendance, and those watching on the World Wide Web today. For the record, I'm David Hosevar, Chairman of the Communications Committee. Roger Beagle asked me to take pictures of as our Buildings Facilities Department prepared the Cottonwood Dining Room for the upgrade. So periodically I would visit and take pictures and then forward them to a list and then to Brian Maston to post on the website. Going forward, my priceless agreement has been extended to include the dining room upgrade. Again, pictures will be taken on a weekly basis so that homeowners will be able to see the progress by clicking on a link in the flyer, which will then direct them to the Cottonwood Palo Verde website. Are there any questions? Thank you.
I only have one comment. I'm looking forward to it. Thank you, Dave. There are no other committee reports, and so all the committees are off for the summer. Next on the agenda is a project report. This is Don Hicks.
This is project report number 1 on the Cottonwood remodel enhancement project. Plans were submitted to the county on 12 May. There were about 6 items that the county wanted corrected, and they were all of a very, very minor nature. They returned the plans. Those items were corrected, resubmitted on June 8th. We hope to have the approved plans by the 1st of July. Maricopa County Health Department also requires a permit since there's food handling involved. That permit was issued that permit was submitted along with the building permit on 12 May. It was approved and issued on the 9th of June. We have the health department permit approved. Most of the demo work has been done. It's been done in-house by our facilities and grounds crew under the direction of Jim Miller. Jim Miller is also assigned to act as our construction superintendent on the remodel. I will continue to manage the project. Jim will see that it gets done in a timely manner, under budget, and on time. There's a lot on Jim's shoulders. Jim asked to be involved in something a little bigger, and we're getting him branched out in construction, and he's doing a good job. We expect him to do a good job. Unbeknownst to us, the county is requiring deferred fire sprinkler plans for our little remodel. We have fire sprinklers in there now, but we'll probably have to add a couple of more because of the layout. Since we didn't know about it, we made no provision in our budget to take care of the review on the Fitness Activity Center. The fire department dinged us for $13,000 to review the plans. We certainly don't expect that on this little remodel, but it seems as though every permit that is submitted to Maricopa County, the fire department standing there with their hand out. They want a part of it. Our contractor is reviewing with his fire sprinkler, engineer the layout and what we have to do. And they will draw up probably an 8.5 by 11 plan and submit it as a deferred submittal. And that only means that we have to deal with the fire department on that. The building department is hands off. Our chosen contractor is Farnsworth Construction, is ready to go to work. So all we need is the permit. And there are certain things that he can get done prior to the issue of the permit. Anything to add, Roger?
Well, I think the one thing to add there, when you talk about some things that can be done, we noted on the blueprints that there's some special order items that Marshall and Cat's Design requested and everything. And those are the things that he can order without the permits ahead of time, so they can assure that it's on-time delivery when it gets to their portion of the construction.
Most of those things have been ordered.
Good, good. I have nothing more to add. You did a good report.
No, I have nothing to add.
That's the extent of my report. Questions from the board? Questions from homeowner? That's the extent of my report.
Thank you, Don. Appreciate your report. Thank you. Next up, we have Steve Nolan with his management report.
Well, thank you. It's been another busy month. COVID-19 has arrived in all of our Sun Lakes communities. We have, as an HOA, taken extra precautions in sanitation of our facilities and amenities. We ask all our homeowners to wear a mask whenever possible. We have had a patrol employee test positive for COVID-19, and we had heard of several other homeowners testing positive for COVID-19 in all of the Sun Lakes communities. We know one thing for sure. COVID-19 has no borders or boundaries. Every community will be impacted. The association will not and does not make any of the decisions mentioned above lightly. These actions are being taken to protect the health and welfare of the residents of our community. It is also incumbent upon residents to take this situation seriously and do their part to minimize the spread of this deadly disease. The association highly encourages you to review the safety guidelines and look for updates from the CDC and our local health department. Thank you for the cooperation and understanding. Please stay safe and stay healthy. All HVAC units have been, their filters have been replaced by Jim's staff. There's a wall that has been cut open here. I don't know where it was, where a broken pipe was. It's right there. I can see it now. Thanks, Jim, for pointing it out. Very observant there. And the pipe was fixed. They've mapped out the Cat 6 data lines wiring for the Cottonwood restaurant remodel, installed boxes. They've inventoried and color-coded all the tools in the maintenance carts. They've replumbed the pool heaters at Cottonwood, so they have a hard bypass. This allows for water to be shut off for the repairs. It keeps the main pool pump operational during that time. They've increased cleaning and ongoing sanitation of all of our facilities. And this has increased the workload in housekeeping. It's a great job by your housekeeping department and our staff. Thank you for your efforts. End of my report. Thank you.
Thank you, Steve. Next on the agenda comes the director's comments. But Jensen, I'm going to ask you to start us today.
Thank you. First of all, I want to congratulate Travis for the Employee of the Month. He certainly deserves it. And Jim, thank you and your men for preparing Cottonwood for our remodeling and construction that's coming up very shortly. So other than that, I really don't have anything to say. So thank you very much.
Now, I'd like to also congratulate Travis and wish he was able to be here. Obviously, he can't be, but it's always nicer to see people. You can't hear me? Is my mic working? Okay. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Of course, I echo Bud's comments about Jim as well. Also, Steve Knoll, a lot of people who live here have no idea what this man does for us. I mean, they know what his title is, but all the things that he goes through and what he does, it's amazing. And they just want to thank Steve.
All right, David, thanks again for being our photographer. You did when you do such a great job like we do with the fitness center, then you get to do it again. So, but thank you very much.
Everybody does that.
Yeah. And, Jim, congratulations on your new responsibilities as lead this construction project.
Thanks.
You'll be great. And that's about all I have to add today, Mr. President.
Get this on. And I do want to congratulate Travis. It's well deserved. I have seen him in the pro shop. He's doing a great job. I also want to thank Jim Miller for the continued work that he's doing in the fitness center. Personally, I think it's the most sterile environment around. And it's easier to go in there and you feel better coming out than you do going to grocery stores. And so please keep up, Jim. Yeah, nobody's got any question about, the atmosphere in there, which is good. One other thing, the budget process for 2021 has started. And I want to remind my fellow board members that starting in August, they have some requirements to attend various meetings in the budget preparation process. And my request is look at the schedule. I think you all have a copy. Look at the schedule. And if you're not going to be able to make the meetings that you're assigned to, please let me know, as well as if you're going to have someone there in your place so that I know who will be there for each department's review. Thank you.
I'd also like to thank Travis Bunbury, the young man in our pro shop. If you haven't met him, please stop by and introduce yourself. He's a bright young man, always has a smile on his face, and is very, very helpful and well-liked by the golfing community. I'd also like to recognize Jim's cleaning crew for their great job in the fitness center. I've had numerous homeowners approach me and tell me what a sterile environment that is. They can't believe how clean and the effort that goes into keeping the equipment clean and sterilized. Jim, your guys are doing a great job. Please thank them for me, and I think I can speak for the entire board. And thanks you, Steve, for herding us through this crisis we're going through with COVID-19. You've been proactive and continue to be proactive, and that's appreciated. We have one leader that's giving us direction in what should be done, and I feel comfortable that most of our homeowners are following your direction. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Don. Thanks, board of directors. All your comments are certainly well deserved for everyone that you mentioned. Okay, down to our business here now. We're down to capital reserve replacement funds. Your tab number 2 is management recommending to replace the 2017 Toyota Prius C with a 2020 Prius LE. The Toyota Prius C management is recommending to replace has 93,000 miles and will be out of warranty at $100,000. This vehicle was due for replacement in 2020. There were 3 bids received from Big Two Toyota, $18,750. Burgess Toyota for $19,161, and Auto Nation for $19,919. All bidders offered a standard warranty of 8 years or 100,000 miles. Management recommends the low bid from Big Two Toyota for a total price of $18,750.81. This includes the trade-in of our old Prius. Board, may I have a motion and a second to accept the recommendation by management?
I make the motion to approve this.
Second,
Board members, are there any questions that you have? Any questions from homeowners that may be here? All those in favor of the motion say aye,
aye.
and those opposed. Motion is approved. Next up is tab number 3. Management recommends the replacement of an ice machine at the Cottonwood Pro Shop with a Manitowoc model, and I'm going to read the model number. The current ice machine requires major repair and a compressor replacement. Estimated replacement year was 2019. 3 bids were received from Wipstrand Store for $5,329, NRS for $5,989, and Scottsdale Restaurant for $6,470. All bidders offered a 3-year warranty from the manufacturer. Management recommends the low bid from West Toronto Store for $5,329.20. The installation of this, which is included in the total price, will be installed by Fair Refrigeration. Board members, may I have a motion and a second to accept management's recommendation?
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor say aye,
Aye.
and those opposed say nay. Next on the agenda is your tab number 4. Management recommends, Management recommends the lighting project for the Saguaro room that we're in here. Okay? This is to allow the dimmable LED lighting. This project was a recommendation of the Facilities and Grounds Committee and will be distributed at 50% for capital reserve funds and 50% capital improvement funds. 3 bids were received. Breeze Construction for $8,800, AV Shaw Incorporated for $15,500, One Way Construction for $19,010. Management recommends the low bid from Breeze Construction for $8,800 plus a 15% contingency for a total of $10,120. Board, may I have a motion and a second to accept management's recommendation?
So moved.
Second.
Board members, are there any questions? Comments? Any questions or comments from the homeowners? Motion on the floor. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed say nay. Motion is approved. Next up is tab number 5. Management recommends a replacement of a Toro Workman with a Toro Workman HDX. The current Toro Workman has served its useful life and was due to replace in 2013. 3 bids were received from Simpson Norton Company for $26,143. professional turf products for $29,578, and Turf Star for $32,431. Management recommends the low bid from Simpson Norton Company for $26,143.99. Board, may I have a motion and a second to accept management's recommendation?
So moved.
Second.
Any comments or from a homeowner? I have one question for Scott. You know about this particular unit and everything? You can get your mic on. You got it now?
Yes, I do.
Okay. This is one that we've used 6-7 years longer than its useful life.
Yes, that's.
Who do we attribute that to? Is it the maintenance department for giving us extra life out of these?
Yes.
Very good.
I have a question. Scott, are we keeping you over for parts and stuff?
Yes and no. We'll keep what we can and then we'll dispose of it per the rules of disposition of old equipment and try to sell it to whoever.
Thank you.
Okay. Now that we have those questions answered, we have a motion and a second on the floor. All those in favor say aye,
Aye.
and those in opposed say nay. Motion is approved. Next comes up your tab number 6. Management recommends a replacement of the Unit 20 lake circulation pump system, which is no longer operational. This was due for replacement in 2019, and it has never worked correctly for a very long time. 3 bids were sent out to TechFlow, Southwest Waterworks, and Bestway. 2 companies, Southwest Waterworks and Bestway, no bid this project. TechFlow's bid was $26,476. Management recommends the bid from TechFlow for $26,476.67 plus a 10% contingency for a total of $29,124.34. Board, may I have a motion and a second to accept management's recommendation?
So moved.
Second.
Thank you. Any questions from the board members?
I
Any
have a
questions?
comment.
You have a comment? Go right ahead.
On a lot of these things, we get down to the pennies. And this one's a good example, $29,124.34. Can't we round those pennies and get rid of them? That just seems like a waste of time and a waste of effort in our finance department.
I will second that.
I will talk to the penny pincher, Karen Weiss.
Thank you, Steve.
Yeah, you know what, I agree with Don, especially when we come to 10% contingency. You know, this rounding is okay. We're okay with that. Thanks for bringing that up.
Great idea.
I have one question, Steve, if you can answer it for me. If you can describe Unit 20, where this circulation pump is to be at, so people that don't live there know.
I will let Scott, he knows the exact
Scott.
location. I am not sure where it actually sits.
All right, this unit it goes the entire length of Unit 20. The intake for that recirculation pump is all the way down on the west. Does everybody know where Unit 20? Everybody knows where Unit 20 is, right?
Minnesota, Michigan.
Scott, if I could have you pull that.
Minnesota and Michigan. So it's all, the intake for that pump starts on the very far west end, on the most west finger, and kind of comes down. Then there's a pipe that goes under the ground all the way, pulls the water in from there, takes it all the way down to the very far east end of Unit 20, dumps in that way, and then it's just going to gravity fed back down. And the VFD has gone out, the VFD has gone out, and the pump itself, and that is what is going to be replaced. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. And I know the area. When I was on Facilities and Grounds in 2014, they talked about doing this for a long time, so I'm very glad that this is gonna get done.
Yeah,
Thank you for your efforts.
I was gonna say, I think we can, it's just speaking with TechFlow. I'm hoping that they can be out. Obviously, there's some time to order parts and all that, and hoping they can be out by the middle of July.
Good,
Start on that.
very good. Okay, enough of the questions. Board, we have a motion and a second on the floor. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, say nay. Motion is approved. Item 12 on the agenda is the PV gate fund. There is none. There is none for capital improvement fund request. Nor is there a voluntary contribution fund. We've already talked about the Cottonwood Bar and Grill renovation. There is nothing under old business. There is something under new business. This is our tab number 7. This is to approve some changes to a board policy 8-02A under facility use regulation, under other amenities, item Roman numeral B, subletter B. Page 6 of that reads that the children's pool is open to all Cottonwood Palo Verde homeowners. Adding the word with their guests under 16 years of age. Another sentence to be added to that, homeowners with or without adult guests are required to use the adult pool. There are no other changes to this board policy that are recommended at this time. Now, I need to put this motion on the floor first before we ask for questions. So may I have a motion and a second from board members on this recommendation?
So moved.
Second.
Board members, are we really clear on the wording changes to this board policy? And do you have any questions or comments in relation to this? Hearing none. Homeowners, now, I'm under the understanding there's 2 homeowners here. Are you both here for the same thing? And what I'm gonna ask you to do, I'm gonna ask you to wait for a microphone, stand up, tell us who you are. We're not gonna drag this out, okay? So, I know you wouldn't.
I gotta go.
No, that is not gonna happen. Thank you. Who wants to start?
I'm gonna start. Get it up. Oh, I like to speak. My name is Wanda Johnson. Most of you know me, and it's good to see everybody again. I've been hibernating for about 3 months, and when I finally got out of my little cave, I heard this information, and it travels fast. I'm just going to read this. One thing I will say is, I think something, and I don't think people realized what the magnitude was of making this decision and presenting this when so many people are gone and they don't get a vote on this or even anything to say about it. So I'm just going to read my comments and you can go from there. I believe we're talking respect here. Someone in the kids' pool complained about the kids. Well, it is a kids' pool. And there are options of other pools for this person. People using the kids' pool need to recognize this. In addition to this, whoever is supervising these children need to respect other users of the pool so that everyone will have an enjoyable experience. They also need to keep in mind that this is a residential area and not disturb the close-by residents with screaming at the top of their lungs nonstop for hours. And that is a personal experience. Every homeowner in Phase 2 has paid for this pool, but not every homeowner has kids or grandchildren, or some of us enjoy seeing the kids having fun and making new friends. With that in mind, we should be able to enjoy this activity by ourselves or with our friends who do have kids there. Banning anyone without a child would put a stop to this. There are not kids in the pool every day or all day, and especially in the evening, so it sits with no activity. Friends and couples like the beauty and the serenity of the pool when it's available. Some residents don't think we should even have a kid designated pool because most of the people who use it don't live here and therefore haven't paid for it, and our money needs to go to what we use. Well, it's here and we can all share it. We don't want to become a sleepy, waiting to die retirement area, so it's healthy to hear an occasional child's voice having fun. We are not banned from any other paid amenity. Even if we don't use them all, we still have that option. Banning a homeowner who paid for this amenity should not be allowed, and I wonder if it's even legal. Thank you.
Thank you, Wanda.
Hello there. Let me wear my mask. My name is Carolyn Jorgensen. My husband Joe and I moved here from Minnesota 2 months ago today. And we live at 25625 South Brentwood Drive, thanks Wanda, across the street from the Grandkids Pool parking lot. And I'm here today because I also heard with Wanda that the children's pool was going to be limited to only those people who have a child. As you can see, we don't have any children. We don't even have grandkids that are that young in the area anymore. So first of all, I'm here today to ask some questions regarding the grandkids pool. Rumor has it adults without children will be prohibited from swimming in that pool. Why is that, and what caused the board to consider placing these restrictions? And being so new to the community, we have yet to see any activities other than the pools, which we have been able to participate in since we moved here. We cannot wait till this COVID thing is over with so we can get out and meet people and do things. Yet no rumors of any kind of HOA dues rebate has been mentioned. And I can understand that, as I know a lot of the maintenance must still occur even with COVID restrictions. But if it weren't for our great neighbors Wanda and Ed Johnson, we would be entirely homebound. It seems especially discriminatory when we as HOA dues paying residents are not allowed in all the facilities, but the children, grandchildren, great-grandchildren using the pool pay no dues except through their grandparents. And again, I'd also like to reiterate that there aren't always many children in that pool. On Monday, for example, there was nobody in the grandkids pool, so we have never used it. We thought we would use it. Well, by the time we changed clothes, there was one child in the pool and one adult lying on a lounge chair. So we elected to go to the Cottonwood pool, which started out fairly empty, except there were 4 people just kind of walking back and forth for hours in the middle of the pool. And more people came, so it was difficult, if not impossible, to maintain a 6-foot distance from everybody at all times. So while we floated a little, dried out in the sun and went home, we were only there after a little over 1 hour. When we got home, the grandkids pool was empty, as it usually is in the afternoons and most evenings before 7 p.m. And I'm wondering why not allow adult residents to use it, especially when it sits empty for long periods of time. Maybe do some time audits to get an idea of who and how often that pool is used, and our membership cards checked there. So that's about all I would like to know, and I'm happy to meet all of you and be at this meeting. Thank you.
We're happy to have both of you.
Thank you.
I'm gonna ask the board members, are there any questions or any further comments you want to make? Steve, is there anything that you?
I don't know if Shirley wants to say something about it, but
Pardon me?
I don't know if Shirley wants to say something.
Shirley? Shirley is our patrol manager.
Hi, thanks. Yeah, I'd like to say some things about it. I get the calls, and so does Steve, from the people who cannot use it because there are too many adults in it. And that doesn't just come once in a while, that comes fairly often. The other thing is, the chairs and around the shaded area is being filled with adults, no children. And that's what brought this about. And believe me, Steve and I did not want to touch this at all. But when you get the kind of complaints we do, and when we ask our patrolmen to go out and enforce children only in a children's pool, and there are 4 other pools, 5 I think, 4 other pools anyway for adults, we have 1 for children. Let's give those kids the pool they deserve.
Thank you, Shirley. Any comments by the board members? We have a motion and a second on the floor. Does everybody feel comfortable about what we're doing here right now? I'm talking to the board members now. We still on it? Okay, good. I'm going to call for the question then. All those in favor of the motion and the second, say aye.
Aye.
And those opposed? Hearing no opposed, that motion is approved. And the change to the board policy 8-02 is approved. This will be a wording change. Okay. We are down to homeowners' comments. Since we've already heard from the homeowners, I will say though, we want to thank those of you today that are watching our live stream. We wish all our homeowners to continue to be safe, stay healthy, remember social distancing, masking, and keep informed of what is going on in our community by subscribing to In the Know and the Flyer, delivered to your email every Tuesday and Friday of each week. There's nothing else on our agenda, and this meeting is now adjourned.